Tesla are basically bashing the hell out of their competition when it comes to EV chargers. And this is insane. They've performed an absolute chess move. They are simply doing what Amazon's Jeff Bezos did to their competition. Undercut them at all costs. Tesla are putting in applications for chargers and for Biden administration funding and undercutting their rivals by more than 50% in all occasions in order to own and dominate the market because they want one thing from you, your data. Now, what do you think Elon Musk bought Twitter? A basket case of a company. He bought it for the data. And what do you think Tesla is doing now? It's using the Biden administration. It's using the government's money. It's using your money in order to get access to your data. A recent study has been done analyzing the average cost for Tesla's superchargers versus their rivals. Now, Australians, before you get worked up, this is not for Australia. This is for the US. And in fact, this also applies to Europe. On average, Tesla's superchargers have a remarkably different price to competitors. And well, I can tell you now, a number of their competitors are really, really struggling. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. It's great to see you. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Sam Evans. You're watching the Electric Viking. Tesla superchargers are, on average, 50 to 70% cheaper in the United States and Europe, say new studies. Now, Biden's charging network subsidy bids have revealed this information. Plus, analysis of Europe's supercharging network has done the same. Now, in Norway, this issue is even worse. In Norway, the discounts are often even greater than this. Now, one of the things that Tesla has going for it, according to Daniel Zayatev in e-mobility, is that Tesla can build its superchargers at a much faster and far cheaper rates than the competition. This allows it to win bid after bid for federal and state public EV charging network funding. It is already at 18% winning bids as it makes its own superchargers. Now, because Tesla mass manufactures its own superchargers, they don't make them using gigacasting, but it's sort of a similar process where they've really streamlined the manufacturing. It means that they pay a lot less for them than their competition. In fact, in Texas, the government accidentally revealed that Tesla's average price to build the superchargers was 5 times lower than its rivals. That's crazy. Whether installing Magic Dock CCS adapters for other EVs to top up its superchargers or card payment terminals at its V4 units, Tesla is now complying with all requirements for public EV charging infrastructure funding, and there has been billions of dollars allotted to them. Tesla is determined to become the next ExxonMobil of the United States. And my friends, it's doing it right now. I don't understand why the media is not even noticing this happening. One of the greatest disruption periods in the history of the United States. I mean, the Biden administration is saying, here's billions of dollars. We're going to give you the market. Who the hell wants it? And Tesla's saying, well, yeah, thanks. We will take it. Now, the big seven are, 7 automakers, General Motors and a bunch of other companies, Hyundai, I think as well. They're getting together, Stellantis as well, and saying, we're going to form our own charging company. But the thing is, that's all well and good. But if you don't exist until 2025, which is, I believe, when they plan to start actually getting things working, then you're just too far behind. That's a couple of years away. How many more superchargers are Tesla going to build in the meantime? How much will they streamline production in the meantime? I mean, it's like the Wild West. There's a land grab going on, and everyone's running for the land. And the big seven are saying, yeah, we'll just walk. We've got plenty of time. No, you don't. This is happening very, very quickly because all this funding is it's up for grabs now, not up for grabs in 2025. It's basically now. It's a gold rush today. So Tesla has won an incredible 18% of bids as it comes with the lowest offer of about US $392,000 for each station on average, compared to $800,000 by the competition per site, according to data from research firm EV Adoption. Now, if Tesla is only winning 18% of bids, even though its average cost is under, it's more than 50% lower than its competition, all right? That's ridiculous. That is called corruption. If you're willing to pay twice or more than twice the price to one of Tesla's competitors, why are you doing that? especially when the product is clearly inferior. Weird. Tesla makes its own superchargers and it has a decade of experience in installing them. It does it really, really quickly, and they're very reliable. This allows Tesla to lowball any bidder with up to 70% cheaper stations. In one example, in Maine, Tesla won the bid by offering its superchargers at $17,000 each, while the bidding documents disclosed that its competitor for the site pegged its pricing at $130,000 per pile. So Tesla was about 90% cheaper. Now, this information is coming from eMobility, and I'll put a link to this original article in the description, but these numbers are truly, truly staggering. And it shows you that Tesla is determined to take this market, no matter what it has to do. If you consider that Tesla is the only EV company that I know of that is deploying superchargers, but also deploying battery packs underneath them, and then deploying solar panels, it's taking as much sun as it can during the day, putting those into the batteries, and then selling it at a premium price at the pump. But it's still selling the electricity at a significantly lower cost than its rivals. So not only is it installing chargers faster, winning these bids, but it's also charging less, drawing more people in. And because of its increased reliability, I think uptake average is around 90% for Tesla chargers versus less than 50% for its rivals. Customers are very keen to use them. Even non-Tesla customers are basically chomping at the bit to get next chargers and start using Tesla superchargers. Tesla wants to play a major role in the government's $7.5 billion project for a public cross-platform charging infrastructure build-out. Why would you not want as many of those $7.5 billion as you can get your hands on? Biden's administration is looking to quickly scale up the EV charging station numbers by 500,000 by 2030, whether in cities, on major highways, or in rural areas. Now remember, what is your ROI on this? You might be thinking, well, yeah, that's all well and good. Tesla can install its own chargers, and along comes someone else and puts their own ones in. But the thing is, at some point in time, you've got to say, what's our return on investment on installing this charger? If Tesla already has one within a few kilometer radius, you'd be much less likely to want to go and build your own there, right? Earlier this year, at the Detroit Auto Show, President Biden said that the Great American Road Trip will be electrified. While they announced a number of government initiatives to smooth the EV transition for battery and automakers, or for those participating in the creation of a nationwide EV charging network. Convenience stores or truck stops of chains like Sheetz, Love's Travel Stops, or Travel Centers of America represent the vast majority of sites chosen for the subsidized EV chargers. Tesla has more experience dealing with installation permits, utility payments, or repairs than anyone else. And while their repair costs are far lower than the competitors because their product seems to just be much more reliable. This means installation permits, utility payments, and all other issues that Tesla comes up with, it's able to deal with more quickly and at a lower price. Hence, they also run the best EV charging network with the highest uptime. Even the CEOs of General Motors and Ford have admitted as much. Tesla can also bring already assembled piles that it simply installs in a plug-and-play manner, mushrooming its EV charging network much faster than anyone. That is efficiency. A Wedbush analyst recently calculated that Tesla's chargers can rake in $10 billion annually by the time federal subsidies expire in 2030. According to Morgan Stanley, even in a conservative EV adoption scenario, the supercharger network may be worth $42 billion for Tesla, or up to $100 billion if electric vehicles reach the 80% uptake threshold. Now, in my opinion, it's not a question of if, it's simply a question of when. I believe by 2035, there won't be any internal combustion engine vehicles for sale in North America. And not because of rules or regulations, but simply because the alternative electrified version will simply be so much better. So what does this mean for the EV charging network? Or what does this mean for gas stations? Well, eventually they'll all be phased out. Well, not all of them. There'll be a couple here and there, kind of like old antique stores, a bit of a novelty. But the new future of where you stop to spend your money and how you charge it, what you buy when you do so, whether that be snacks, drinks, or other stuff, well, Tesla will own a very large percentage of that market. That provides Tesla with your data. That gives them the ability to sell you a litany of things. Now, in the past, Tesla have sold things like surfboards and whiskey containers and all kinds of little novelty items. But I can tell you now, in the future, they could become another version of Amazon. Now, that sounds crazy, but data is the key. Why do you think Elon Musk bought Twitter? He didn't buy it for the company. The company sucks balls. He bought it for the data. Thanks for watching.